Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can download the Kern Radio app to your smart device and take us on all of your summer vacations, plus on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Kern Radio, and streaming live on YouTube. That's right. Head over there right now and just search Kern Radio, subscribe, and hit that notification bell and watch us. From the Kern Radio studios, they are powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. Welcome to the JR Show. We have a great one for you. I promise we do, even though I left my show sheet and all of my notes in my office. I feel like Ralph Bailey right now, Chris. It's what I feel like. At least I know where they're at, though. That's the thing. Do I even tell the story of last night, Chris, after we both left here? Or do we just go ahead and let Ralph tell that one?
I don't think anybody's going to be shocked when we tell them what happened. But
God, if you're familiar with the Ralph Bailey Show, or Mr. Ralph Bailey himself, you know he's, how do I put this politely, Chris? He's getting up there in age, and he's forgetting things. Age or the marijuana smoke, either one. Combined, it's probably even making it worse. He lost his phone how many times this week already?
At least twice.
At least twice this week. I get a phone call from a waitress at Casey's Steakhouse, who we won't name, Liz. And since it's Liz, I'm like, fine, I'll answer it. It's Liz. What's up, Liz? Aren't you off today? What's going on? I am off. Yeah, but hold on. I got a favor. You got a favor? What's the matter? Hold on. Then here comes Mr. Bailey. Dude, you're not going to believe what happened. No, I'm going to believe what happened. It's you, Ralph. Go ahead. Tell me, though. What happened? I can't find my phone, dude. I don't know if I left it at the studio, left it in the back of the Uber. I don't know. I just know if I don't find my phone, I'm screwed. Okay, Mr. Bailey. Let me see if I don't even know Chris's number. I was lucky Liz was here, so she. Don't worry, Bailey. I'm going to call it. We're going to find it. I don't even know where he ended up finding. Where did he end up finding his phone, Chris?
Couldn't tell you.
You didn't know either?
I have no idea.
You got the same
text message at 9 o'clock. It said, I told you I'd find it.
Here it is.
I'm assuming they somehow got a hold of the Uber driver.
Or it was in his bag the whole time.
I'm going to go with the latter. Because I was thinking about that last night when I told him it's probably in your Uber, but I don't know exactly how to help you with that.
The worst people of leaving things in vehicles, Chris, do you know who the two worst people of leaving things behind in vehicles are?
Children and senior citizens.
There you go. There you go. You know why, Chris? You know what I had to do on my lunch hour? Drive to the east side for the second time today, Chris. The second time today.
True.
My daughter, it's summer, so schedules are all jacked up, and my schedule's even jacked up right now, and doing stuff in the morning I begrudgingly got to do, but I got a burrito this morning, so I can't complain that much. And a bag full of Werthers, which would be good for our next guest. But so my daughter is staying with my mom at my niece's house because she's watching all the kids there for summer, right? So I go over there, take her, drop her off, clothes, you know what I mean? Get back in the car, get all the way back to work. And as soon as I get here, and it's always like that, parents, you know, as soon as you get to your destination, you look in the back or you look down at the floorboard. She left her script. She's going to need that at 3 o'clock. I can't believe she just left the script. The one thing that they tell her to have at theater camp. The one thing you cannot forget. You can forget your water bottle. You can drink water out the fountain. Heck, go outside, drink water out the hose. You can take notes on anything. You can ask somebody, hey, can I borrow your pencil? The one thing you need at theater camp. your script, and it's sitting in my car, and she's on the east side where I just left. Like, are you sure this kid isn't related to Ralph Bailey? What the heck is going on? And I already had it in my head. All right, now I'm going to have to drive all the way back to the east side just to drop off the script. And then she texts me about just after 12 because she knew I couldn't leave after 12, right? All caps. Dad, if you could please bring me that script. Oh, man, please. Dad, I love you. Please. Thank you. Fine, I'll drive all the way back to the east side just to drop off this. I almost just went to the Ovation Theater downtown. It was like, here, this is Lily's. She'll be here at 3. She left it in the car. It's closer, right? Downtown. Having to go all the way to the east side, Mount Vernon. And that's the other thing I noticed and realized. They're moving fast on the what is it? The lights, the East Hill lights, northern of something, I don't know. City lights.
Sure.
That's what it's called, city lights. They've got a lot of walls up, right? But I get off on Mount Vernon, and that's just before, but that's the exit that you can take to get up in there. Mount Vernon exit is terrible. Terrible.
Oh, Oswald's not much better.
And that's my point. How are they going to handle the traffic that's supposed to be flooding into these areas with all this new development?
Oh, it's going to be a nightmare.
It's going to be, you can't barely get off that freeway now, and it's backed up because it's a light and then a light and then a light.
And as somebody who has family that's right off those streets, I'm not going to be happy seeing all you people in my area.
Hey.
Look, man, I am all for people. Look, y'all are just terrible drivers. I'm just going to come out and say
that's just all of town.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And everybody's going to want to go see this new mall and go see what it looks like and all the stuff that's in it. I'm going to have to fight half of you.
I feel you because I'm on the other end of that where now I don't have to see East Siders on this side. They can stay over there to get their Chick-fil-A and their In-N-Out. I'm just kidding. I love the East Side.
They're still going to come over here anyway. They're going to find reasons.
It's my hint there. Yeah.
Eastsiders, we go where we want.
They're going to have to find reasons because there's I'll tell you about this later too. There's a new ice cream shop or a second ice cream shop of a place that's already opening. It's second location to a current ice cream shop opening up. Still not the best, but they're I'll tell you where that is. We also have guests coming in the studio. Did I say that already? I just jumped right in. We do have guests coming in. Mr. Jeremy Adams. He is an author and educator, going to come in and talk just some social, local issues, social issues, political issues, all kinds of stuff going on that we can always get into conversation with Mr. Adams. And then we're going to have some folks from the Brighton neighborhood. That is the neighborhood surrounding where the Church of Latter-day Saints wants to put up their temple, a temple that is supposed to raise 124 feet in the air and have a light at the top of it. There's only one problem. There's some code laws in the city that say you can't have anything over 60 feet in that residential neighborhood. Not only that, there's some other concerns from the neighborhood. They're going to join us today. They represent, I believe, 600 signatures they turned in. This is set to go and not find out for sure, but I know the Planning Commission has a meeting tonight. That's the thing, is it'll go before the Planning Commission first and then ultimately to the City Council for approval of said tower. But I'm not sure when it is scheduled to go before the Planning Commission. I'll get some more information on that before they come on. And then let's get to break, Chris, so I can go grab my notes because there's some other things I want to talk about locally. Some things going on. The stolen ambulance. How much has Tulare County looked into the Ed Jagels DUI? Another person facing DUI. And it's trying to go off memory here, Chris, but there was something else. I'll go run down the hall and get my notes. If you guys want to chime in at any time, 661-842-5376. That's 842-KERN. You can call in or text. You can also jump in the chat on YouTube as well. After I run down and grab my notes, I'll jump in there and make sure everything's working properly. You can also send emails, jr@kernradio.com. We read those from time to time, too. Stick around. Lots to do. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, we have the latest. The county's suing the city. There's no other way to put it. It's insane, but we're doing it. We got, obviously, World Cup news. We've got news, traffic, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Hey man, how's business going these days?
Oh, not that good. I'm really struggling to find qualified employees for my business.
Oh really? Have you tried reaching out to Employers Training Resource? They understand that having the right staff can significantly impact your company.
Really? How can they assist me?
Well, they promoted my jobs, held the recruitment, and pre-screened my job applicants, and they even set up the interviews, all at no cost. And they even offer financial hiring incentives like on-the-job training.
Wow, that sounds great. How do I get this?
Simple. All you have to do is call Employers Training Resource at 661-325-HIRE. That's 661-325-4473. Or visit their website at employerstrainingresource.com.
This Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Equal Opportunity Employer Program is funded by the U.S. Department of Labor's Employment and Training Administration. For full federal funding disclosure details, visit employerstrainingresource.com/WDD/federal-funding-disclosure. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries in Kern County. Are you looking for a doctor who truly listens? Someone who cares about your health and respects your time with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations? Well, it may be time to learn about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA partners with most Medicare Advantage health plans, giving you access to a large, community-based network of outstanding physicians and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Local doctors, trusted hospitals, personalized care. Medicare Advantage plans offer benefits beyond original Medicare, but understanding your options for 2026 can feel overwhelming. That's where we can help. Call 661-554-4544 today to learn more about your Medicare Advantage choices. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you understand your coverage options and make confident decisions about your care. Again, that's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544.
I'm not blaming the flower. It's his age.
That's right, Sergio. You know Jeremy, right?
And keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. Happy birthday, Paul McCartney. Going to hear a lot of Paul McCartney today. What is it? What did I write down? 84 years old, I thought. 84 years old, Sir Paul McCartney. So we'll catch a couple of those tunes today. We'll go back and forth between the Beatles and Wings, as he was a member of both of those bands, and give some love to Mr. Paul McCartney. I grew up listening to the Beatles. My mom had the records, so she would just put them on. That's all I'd listen to. That's how I got turned on to the Beatles. I have her original albums from back then too. So it's what I play from now and then, and turn my daughter on to the Beatles. So happy birthday, Mr. Paul McCartney. Remember, coming up in the 2 o'clock hour, we have Jeremy Adams, educator and author, going to talk a lot of different topics, as we want to always jump around with him and get into different subjects. And then the folks from Brighton neighborhood will stop by, Mr. Greg Brott and Rick Meredith. They are representing the neighborhood with, believe, just over 600 signatures now turned in. I'll let them explain what their concerns are with potentially a Mormon temple. The Church of Latter-day Saints wants to build a temple out there, and they want about 124 foot tower, essentially, with a light on the top of it, and they have some concerns. So we'll talk with them. I've offered a interview with the representatives from the church, and hopefully they will get some clearance to come on the show and kind of maybe how do I put it, address some of the concerns that the neighborhood might have about this temple possibly going in. So we'll talk about that. And oh yeah, Barack Obama opened up his the library museum today. 4 presidents in attendance there at the opening of his museum. One not, I would say, I'll let you guess who, but I don't think it's any secret on what living president didn't show up today for that. So we'll get into that if we have time as well. What did we find out anything happened? Because it broke during Ralph's show, Chris, the stolen ambulance out of Tulare that ended up crashing into a tree just off of Rosedale in 99. That's pretty much all we know. Huh? I know
that's all I've heard.
Yeah,
I mean,
he got busted.
We had someone text in on that one, and we had no idea what was going on, but just weird story in general.
It was funny because I heard you mention that. I was listening down the hall in my office, and I heard you say, "Hey, somebody just texted in about a bunch of CHP following an ambulance down the freeway." And where did I see it on?
Of course,
Kern County activities. So I was
they
like,
really are our own TMZ.
They got everything. They got everything. And so I walked down the hall and I said, "Yeah, it's true. I just saw it." And that's how you know it's true, Chris. It didn't happen if it's not on Kern County activities. So I told Jay that's one of the things. Our buddy Jay down the hall from Hot 94.1. He's doing this 50 things to do in Bakersfield and Kern County before he turns 50. I think his birthday's in September. And I said, one of those things you need to do is get caught on Kern County activities.
No, you don't want to be on Kern County activities.
That's what he goes, not in a bad way.
No,
I was like, they've shared some of mine, not in a bad way, but they shared my stuff at least.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. If they share it, that's different. But like, most of the stuff you see on Kern County activities, people already.
You were on Kern
I
County.
was, yes.
Your car was, anyways.
Yeah, no, I was not. My face wasn't. But at the same time, I'm just sitting there because somebody just T-boned me and flipped me.
Did they drive by and do you can't park there?
Yes. Everybody thought they were a comedian. Oh, that's so funny. Haha.
It's funny only when you're the one yelling it out the window. It's not funny when you're the car that's not supposed to be parked somewhere.
Could have pulled over and said, "Hey, you guys okay?
Right.
Y'all need water or anything?" Nah. Just, "Hey, can't park there."
Oh, you can't park there. Or Kern County activities. But I love it. You love it too. Don't lie.
No, I honestly, I'll look every so often on the weekends, but I just assume everything I'm about to see is about to be something bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Not always bad or funny. There's always some funny on there. But no, that's where I saw the stolen ambulance, and then they had them getting arrested too. So that happened, and then this morning, officer involved shooting out in Ridgecrest took place. It was just what was supposed to, I guess, be just a stop, just a routine traffic stop. And that's the thing with police officers, man. It's never routine for them. Every time they walk up to a vehicle, they can't take it as this is just another routine traffic stop, because unfortunately for them, once they let that guard down, that's when something bad happens. And so this morning, for us, would seem like should be a routine traffic stop by officers in Ridgecrest. It turned out to be an uncooperative suspect. Happened about 8:30 this morning in the 300 block of East California Avenue. They said the suspect was taken to a hospital following the shooting. He is in critical condition. At this time, at least when I read the story, it was unknown how many officers fired their weapons, or it is unknown if the suspect had a weapon. We will get more information and obviously keep you guys up to date. And then I was reading this story of a trial that was set to begin that just got postponed and maybe you guys remember hearing about this. Again, a DUI accident. Shocker, right? Hopefully this one gets more than 8 years, like the kid, and I say kid because he was 18 when it happened, got high and drove 100 miles per hour down the road, smashing head on into grandma, killing her. Gets a plea deal, 8 years. The Price family, the mother, the kids and grandkids of the woman killed, are upset because they were told by the Kern County District Attorney's Office, there'll be no plea deal. Don't worry, we're going to take this one. It's justice will be served. Hopefully they've learned their lesson because they have another one on their hands. And that's part of the reason why they continue to have these problems is because, as I told you, when Ed Jagels, former Kern County District Attorney, just got popped for a deuce, a DUI, allegedly, I said, ain't nothing going to happen. Everybody said, nothing's going to happen to him. And I said, yeah, but not because he's Ed Jagels, just because nothing ever happens to DUI offenders in this town. Yeah, you might catch a fine, a little slap on the wrist. You won't do any time unless you kill somebody, we would say. And now we find out, well, even if you kill somebody, you're only going to do about 8 years. Well, the next trial coming up is of a 37-year-old man, Diego Godinez. He's facing second-degree murder, gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated, and other charges to a crash that killed 12-year-old Annabelle Maria Ramirez. Godinez had a blood alcohol content of 0.21 and was driving, again, over 100 miles per hour back in 2024 when his Chevy SUV collided with the Honda at the intersection of Hoskins and South Union. There were 2 other passengers in the vehicle. An 11-year-old boy, who I'm assuming is her brother, suffered major injuries. And again, I hate to say it, he's not gonna do what he deserves. He decided to get behind the wheel, intoxicated, and then drive. The second story we're hearing about this week of somebody getting intoxicated, whether high or on alcohol, and driving 100 miles an hour and smashing into somebody and killing them. And why do I have reason to believe that this person is going to get any difference of a plea deal than the other guy did? And speaking of DUIs and former Kern County District Attorney Ed Jagels, the Tulare County District Attorney's Office is reviewing evidence. They haven't yet pressed charges against Mr. Jagels. He is due back in Kern County Superior Court on July 28th. We'll keep you abreast. Coming up next, we have some folks from the Brighton neighborhood coming in to talk about their concerns with a potential church temple moving in. It's the JR Show. We'll be back.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The U.S. and Iran have signed an initial deal to end war, ease sanctions, and open the Strait of Hormuz. As nuclear talks continue, the initial agreement calls for Iran to dilute its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. And Iran will invite IAEA experts to inspect the nuclear sites. In consumer news, gas prices just barely below an average of $4 a gallon nationwide. shortly after President Trump signed the agreement with Iran. Gas prices now $3.99 on average in the U.S. That's according to the AAA. Stocks closed higher on Wall Street, taking back most of their losses from a day earlier. The Dow gaining 72 points today. The Nasdaq was up 496, and the S&P 500 adding 80 points. This is SRN.
Diabetes, high blood pressure.
Headlines from the KERN newsroom.
13 people believed to be gang members, with several of them juveniles, have been busted, say Kern County deputies, with help from Bakersfield police. Investigators believe they are responsible for 2 holdups, the first one being February 3rd at Smoke Era on Rosedale Highway. The man stabbed to death back on June 7th on Grace Avenue has been ID'd by the Kern County Coroner's Office as 78-year-old Amador Ramos. Meanwhile, the man charged with the killing, 26-year-old Angel Garcia Mesa, has pleaded not guilty. The 3 men accused in the killing of 61-year-old Victoria Anna Marie Hampton in March of 23 when she tracked them and confronted them for stealing her Dodge Hellcat. They'll all go on trial July 27th. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
You sit next to me.
I'm Brett Mosley, owner of American
I don't bite.
Services. Before finding Adaptive Networks, we wasted a lot of time and money on unreliable IT providers. For the past few years, Ryan and his team
I try.
She's running smoothly and taking the stress out of managing our technology. If you're tired of IT
All
companies that
grandsons?
overpromise and underdeliver,
That's probably
call
what
Adaptive Networks.
is the
That's
age
where
range?
Adaptive Networks comes in. Adaptive
goodness.
Networks provides
You got 'em all
simple, stable,
mixed
and
in there, all the
secure
different
network solutions that keep your
to
business
teenagers.
running smoothly and securely 24/7. From small businesses to enterprises, their cutting-edge technology ensures seamless connectivity, data protection,
Six
and
for
real-time
one.
support, so you can focus on
The other one's
growing
like,
your
nah, I can't do
business.
that.
Don't let slow or
You
unreliable
go ahead, take 'em.
networks hold you back. Upgrade your business
I got one.
with Adaptive Networks
What?
today. Call 241-0638, 241-0638,
I'm not sure if it's harder
or
with
visit
one or three sometimes.
adaptive-net.com and experience the difference of a truly adaptive network.
First Look with Scott
Well,
Cox,
if that's the case,
morning
let's keep
6
going.
to 9 a.m.
Yeah,
On the
right.
Friday edition of the First Look program, we have the
So you guys
latest.
do the quarterback?
The county suing the
Love
city.
to?
There's no other way to put it. It's insane, but we're doing it. We got obviously World Cup news. We've got news, traffic, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KERN 6 to 9 every
Making a
morning. You're
parade.
listening to the radio show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
Well, hold on now, hold on. And then you turned into her, looked into the bedroom and said, "Do you need apples?" You said in your head, anyways. You didn't say that to her. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. Check us out online, currentradio.com. You can download the Current Radio app to your smart device. Take us all summer long. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just look up Current Radio. And you can find us on YouTube as well. Just look up Current Radio. Watch us in the Current Radio studios. It's powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them. 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. We have guests in the studio. I've been wanting to talk to these gentlemen for some time now, as this new or I guess it's not new. This project has at least been in some sort of development for the last year or so. And many years apparently, according to our guests, but they represent the Brighton neighborhood, correct? Brighton Parks neighborhood, just over 600 residents. There'll be
423 homes and about 600 residents.
And all of that, if you don't know, we're going to speak with Mr. Greg Brott and Mr. Richard Mathis, right? Meredith. Oh, it was close. Richard Meredith. They both live in the neighborhood. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you so much, JR. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, no problem. So for those that don't know what the situation is going on, the Mormon Church, or the Church of Latter-day Saints, want to erect a temple in the neighborhood at Stockdale. Not so much Allen, but what is it, Jewetta?
Jewetta, correct.
Allen and Jewetta, just next to the Valley Children's Hospital there.
Correct.
Across kind of what is that? The Bridge Church, I think, is
The
right
Bridge
across
Church.
from over there, and the
Bakersfield Christian High School across the street.
and then the park right there too. Isn't there an Era Park just
Era
down the
Park
road?
is just across the street to the east.
To the east. Just kind of give people a sense of where this location is if they're not familiar with the neighborhood or not from the neighborhood. But they want to put in a temple, and the temple also has what is a 124-foot tower.
Correct.
Light tower.
Correct.
It's not supposed to
It's just
be.
a tower with and its entire is brilliantly lit.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a dwelling for somebody to be able to go up or anything like that. And so this has been, and the works has, like you said, about when did this come in?
Actually, when we first heard about it, was the temple was announced in 2023, but
Okay.
that was at a worldwide conference where at that time the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced there was going to be 5 within the United States, and the 5th one being Bakersfield, California. And then in 2023, it was actually announced as far as where the location was going to be. And then in 2024 was whenever in January of 2024, the neighborhood was informed of what was at that time called a single-story church or temple. And lo and behold, it was 124 foot. And then from there, we had our community, we bound together. And in February of 2024, we went down to the Bakersfield Planning Department with our concerns. We only have 2 concerns. We welcome the church. We welcome the temple. We would love to have a beautiful temple just 150 foot to the south of our community. But we're concerned about the height and the bright. And as simple as that.
Well, then there's city code involved, I guess, too. How long has the neighborhood been there? How long? When was the neighborhood originally?
2005.
Okay.
I moved in 2014. Born and raised here in Bakersfield, California. Met my wife cruising Chester Avenue in the summer of 1999. True
Oh, when they used to let you
That's
cruise down
right.
Chester, they're kind of trying to bring it back a
Yeah.
little bit, but it's never going to be the same as it was.
Lived here, San Diego here, Bay Area for 20 years, back to Bakersfield for, of course, family.
And Richard, how long have you been in the neighborhood?
We moved in 2020. We've been in Bakersfield since '84,
Okay.
and love the community. It's what makes a difference. It is a retirement community, so it's a 55+ community.
Oh, really? So
yes.
I can't move in. You guys
Yeah.
are telling me I can't even be your neighbor.
No,
Maybe another 20 years.
you could be in one of the other bright neighborhoods that surround us, but no, not this one.
Okay. Okay. I didn't realize that about the neighborhood. Oh, so it's all retirement
Yeah,
age.
and probably
50,
the average
55 plus.
the average age is 75 plus.
So it's kind of like what I would Kern City is kind of the same, where it's a retirement community where you have to be of a certain age to be able to move into that neighborhood.
Correct. The only difference is that we have, a beautiful clubhouse, beautiful grounds. It's called Brighton Parks. For
Okay.
a reason, because Castle and Cook stated that there was a total of 32, what's what they call pocket parks. So there's parks throughout the community. It's a beautiful, beautiful.
And how many
community.
homes approximately are in the neighborhood again?
423 to be exact.
423.
Right,
And you guys, you said you went down to the planning commission last year when it first started. That's the procedure it has to take, right? It has to go before the planning commission because, like I said, there's also code involved here,
Right.
where city code right now calls for anything. I think in residential 1 neighborhood is capped at 60 feet, right?
Well, this is not residential 1.
Where they're gonna be.
Building is CO.
Okay.
Which is commercial office, and the maximum height is 60 foot. There has been one exception, one time, for a delta of 10%. So there has been an exception for a church to go to 66 foot. 10%, but not 106% exception to go to 124
And it
foot.
wasn't next to a residential community.
Correct.
And then as a frame of reference, the Children's Hospital there is 55 feet.
Okay,
So if you-
I am familiar with. My
we
my
welcome-
daughter goes to camp at BCHS and stuff, so I'm
Okay.
very familiar
So-
with the
so
area.
If you think about that and add 69 feet on top of that, that's
So
how
twice
tall it
as tall as it, more than twice
More
as
than
high
twice,
as.
another 69 foot on top.
If you drove down Stockdale and got to Allen and noticed the Valley Children's Hospital there, more than double that is
Correct,
what this
correct.
tower would be.
Correct.
That is correct.
And-
Brilliantly lit, and it's just we welcome them, because it's not only that it's going to be a temple, there's also going to be a meeting house, because there was over 10.3 acres that were purchased. So we welcome that entire area. Just please, the height and the brightness.
What is, I guess, the concern with the height and the brightness, that it will somehow affect the neighborhood?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it just thinking about it, if you like to have something that if you look out your back and it's 124 foot and it's brilliantly lit, I mean, be within reason, because what they're asking for now exception, and it's just way out of bounds for what is reasonable.
Have you guys spoken with the church at all, or have any?
Yes.
Has the neighborhood and the church have any discussions, and how do you feel those have gone?
We've invited them in. We have met with them. They have met with us. It's really boils down to that they continually say that they want to be good neighbors, and we appreciate that, because we want them to be good neighbors also. They also say that we will work together, but for the most part, it hasn't been two-way street. And then number three, probably the most important thing is that they do say that they follow the law, but which law do they follow? There's a couple nuances there. But really, I mean, we are a small community. Bakersfield's a small city overall. And yes, there are temples throughout California. Some are extremely tall. 124 foot is quite tall, especially butting up against a residential neighborhood. And then we also have an example of Yorba Linda, I'll bring it up now, that just was, in June 7th, was just now dedicated. And originally it started out at 117 foot. They brought it before the city to make it now 90 foot. And the city said, no, you can have 70 foot. And that was back in 2022. And they just, June 7th, they just dedicated that. It's beautiful. It's 70 foot tall.
I would assume that they know the code in town is for 60 feet. And I guess I wouldn't ask you guys to speak for the church. Is there a significance to the height of the tower for them, or is there a difference that if it was 124 feet or 60 feet?
Well, you're right. That's a question for them.
Like I said, I'm like, Richard, I won't make you speak for the church.
And that's fine. But I mean, the reality is churches have steeples.
Yeah.
And it's a religious expression, if you will. But when they bought the property, they knew what the zoning was. It's zoned for church, which is fine. And the zoning is very clear at 60 feet. And, one of the concerns is, if that exception is allowed, what does that mean to code? What does that mean to Bakersfield? We're not just talking about Brighton Parks next door. We're talking about the precedent that would set within the city of Bakersfield, that somebody can come in and say, okay, 60 feet doesn't apply there. It doesn't apply. I want to do something over here and I want to go 150 feet, whatever it is. It could be an office building, it could be anything. So the precedent that this would set for the city is not something that feels like would be a good thing, frankly, for the city to allow to happen. And you asked the question, us meeting with LDS, and that's true. But at the end of the day, this is a decision between LDS and the city of Bakersfield.
Correct.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're saying, hey, city, please have them adhere to the ordinance, because of the effect on our quality of life. Imagine a brightly lit temple at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, literally.
And city code says that they can have illumination until 11 o'clock at night. What is asked for, however, is
they want it lit 24.
From dusk to dawn.
But just think of where you live, and think about looking out your backyard or across the street of something that's 124 feet high lit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so imposing that it's it's frankly hard to imagine.
Well, and when I imagine when the neighborhood was built, or when you gentlemen bought your homes, or many of those families bought their homes there, that wasn't in the playbook.
It wasn't in the playbook, and I mean, I was burned one time. We've moved unfortunately 11 times, okay, but I was burned one time, and I made sure that that was a CO code. I made sure that it was 60 foot, and we bought in that community knowing that, and what was originally designed there was going to be for 2-story medical buildings.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was what was originally slated for, but then the LDS Church came in, and again, we want the church there. We'd rather have the church there at a reasonable height than medical buildings. We really would.
So yeah, we all bought assuming that, and so then it becomes a trust issue.
Correct.
If this is allowed to happen, it just, you just sit and think, well, geez, how can we trust the city for doing something else?
Yeah, to protect any other neighborhood, like you said,
Right, exactly.
you set a precedent there that anybody could come in and point to that now and say, well, you allowed it there, why can't we do it?
Well, it's a slippery slope, a domino effect.
Exactly.
And so you've turned in how many signatures?
Well, we delivered our official. We were given until May 15th to officially reply to the city.
Mm-hmm.
There was about 30 of us. That was about all that we can get into the small room at the city planning department, and we personally handed over 408 letters to the planning
commission.
It wasn't, well, it ultimately, but it was the first level of the planning.
The staff.
It was staff, yeah,
level.
planning staff. That was who we were supposed to deliver it to. We delivered it. We were fortunate we had channel 1723 and also the Californian there. And out of the 423 homes, we have signatures and letters from 73.3%.
Wow. So everybody kind of feels the same in the neighborhood. They're a little uncomfortable with it. And again, it's not the church. It's not the congregation of the church. It's not.
And bright. We'd love to have beautiful church, and we'd love to. It just doesn't make sense.
And
it needs to be that big. And yes, there is some significance to. They say that the temple looking up towards God, but whether it's 70 foot looking up, 124 foot looking up, I don't know. It's still God up there.
It's still God.
Yeah.
And we did a drone shot at 124 feet. At 124 feet, you can see Stockdale Towers.
And you can
That's
see
how far
right.
this thing, you can visualize it.
I looked up a couple of the highest points in town, like what are different high points in town, just to kind of get a sense of where this thing is going to lie in town and compared to other buildings. And you mentioned the Stockdale Towers. That's one of
that's number one.
the highest building
one.
in town.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you have
Bank of America,
Bank of America
downtown was number 2.
Yeah.
This would be between them and be almost as tall as Stockdale Tower.
That's incredible.
And so
butting up against a 55 plus retirement community.
You think about 124 feet high, and then you're in a residential community.
A 1-story, 2-story home.
They're all one story.
They're all stories.
And
when you get a little older, you can't really walk upstairs all that much.
I didn't say it, man.
And so no matter
I
what.
got some Werther's originals right here if you guys like. Just joking.
You'll see it. I don't care where you are in our community, and not just our.
I mean, I'll see it from my community, and I live downtown.
That's why we say this is a city issue. This isn't just Brighton Parks.
No, it's not.
And so, do you know when this is supposed to go before the planning commission? Because that's the next step, right? It's got to go through planning commission
Correct.
before it gets to the
Go
city
from staff
council.
To recommendation to the planning commission. We're being told, and again, we won't know until it's officially scheduled. I think it's the first Tuesday in every month, as I recall. But it'll be either July, August, probably.
Is when it goes before planning commission first.
Correct.
Yeah, there was a CEQA that was done, and they have a
Yeah.
draft CEQA, so they're
Because they've done the environmental
Yes, they
impact.
have.
They've turned that in,
Yes,
right?
they have.
that was done by the city. And so the city has that. And so they're in the process of reviewing that. We've submitted comments to that, as well as I'm sure other people have. And so that meeting Greg is talking about, they will review the document and the comments will be made. And then the opportunity for people to make comments will be at that meeting.
Is there anything in the environmental impact report, the EIR, that you guys see in there that could also be something that is not up to code or par?
Well, we have a
Yes.
whole
Directly,
document
yes.
on that. Yes, yes.
So you guys are ready to really go and take this into at least the planning commission and then to the city council. And if it fails there, it could very well end up in court.
Well, it wouldn't be from our standpoint.
Right. No,
Not
yeah.
us.
No, I know if it fails, you guys aren't going to sue and say, no, let them do it.
No. But that's one of the things that it shouldn't.
It shouldn't have to go there. Yeah.
No, there's no reason.
This is a residential community. You came in, you purchased, you know that there was 60-foot heights. You knew the exception was 10% at one time, but not 106%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
I was gonna say,
neighborly.
if you're
Not
coming
neighborly.
into an existing neighborhood, it's good to know your surroundings and who's around there and welcome and be welcoming and work with them.
And this is not a neighborhood like you would live in. And when I say that, I mean, you have families there with kids, and a lot of people might live there for 20, 30 years, whatever. This is a community that's 75 years old plus.
You guys, there's no kid, there's grandkids maybe, but they don't live there.
No.
They come
There's
and
no
visit.
youngins like you.
There's
in other
no,
words.
they don't like my riffraff around.
Exactly.
Well, and I know, not to take a shot back, but a lot of you aren't going to be in there long. I mean, it's not a 40-year,
No,
it's not a 40-year home for you.
That is absolutely
That's
correct.
one of the downsides.
On the street we live on in Brighton Parks, there's 7 homes counting ours. Half the homes somebody's passed away in the 6 years we've lived there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the turnover. You have people like that
And
that are
then
passing away, and so the impact of this potentially to real estate values is a real concern to the community.
and just your
because-
peace and just the
Peace and quiet.
yeah,
Exactly.
just the quiet, nice little community that you thought you were moving into when you bought the homes there.
Matter of fact, if you have any time, we'd love to take you through. I have a golf cart. We'll drive you through. Okay?
You're welcome, my youngin' self.
Yeah, including your daughter.
We would love to come out there. We would love to come out there.
We would love to.
Well, I appreciate you gentlemen coming in. I'm sure this isn't the last we've heard of this. Like you said, it's got to take a couple of steps before we get to even know whether or not it's going to be built. We got to get through the planning commission. We got to get through the city council. But I'm sure we'll have you guys in. I've efforted an interview with the church and a representative from them. They're looking to get clearance out of Utah because they'll need to get that to be able to do the interview, and we're hoping that's going to happen. So because I want to give them an opportunity to, and just like you guys have, that we just have concerns. If you just hear our concerns and maybe address those concerns, and maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle, and everybody can kind of be happy, and everybody in the neighborhood, maybe we can have a block party or something when the thing's done.
We'll do that, guaranteed.
Well, like we say, it's height and bright, and when you look, there's such variability on the heights of these temples.
Yeah.
And there's temples that don't have.
Don't even have a steeple. There's
Well,
one
that-
in Vienna just being now that's going to be about 60 foot without a temple.
Now, that was my
without
question.
a
That,
steeple, I'm
and that's
sorry.
why it was the question. Like, what's the significance of the height? Is there a certain significance to it? But if you're telling me there's different ones, different sizes all over, then that means that it can be
It can
adjusted.
It can be done.
Yeah.
Anywhere between in the 60s, some are as high as 200.
Yeah.
And
it's
some
just-
with no.
And
with
some
no
with
steeples.
none.
Wow. Wow. Well, gentlemen, again, thank you for coming in. I
Appreciate the
appreciate you guys sharing your concerns. Again, I'm sure we'll have you back sometime before this thing, maybe July or August when it starts to go through the
We'll have you
commission.
for a tour.
We'll do that as well. We'll set that up. Again, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
Speaking
you
with
so
Mr.
much.
Greg Brott and Mr. Meredith, right? I got
Yes,
it right
sir.
this time.
You got it.
Got it right this time.
Appreciate it.
We'll speak with them again soon, trying to get the Church of Latter-day Saints as well to get their side and maybe address some of these concerns. Got to get to a break. If you guys want to chime in, you can. 661-842-KERN, 661-842-5376. It's the JR Show. We'll be back. No, it was fun. It
News
fun.
Talk
That's
96.1 and
I do. I have
AM
your card.
1230
I'll
KERN.
send you a text.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays at 3 p.m.
Want to thank Ambassador Jameson Greer, our U.S. Trade Representative, for coming on the program. Man, we are on a roll. We have got to milk this connection with the Trump administration. We've had the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins. We had the Labor Secretary, Keith Sunderling. Telling you, we're pointing at the big guy. Please stay tuned.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here for Sangera Subaru. As many of you know, June is the official kickoff for the world's biggest soccer tournament. And this summer, Sangera Subaru is bringing all the excitement home with some incredible offers on new Subarus. Right now, lease a 2026 Crosstrek Sport Hybrid CVT for just $239 a month for 36 months with just $42.55 due at signing. And remember, whether it's gas, EV, or hybrid, every Subaru comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. So don't miss your chance to drive something new during soccer's biggest event of summer at Sangera Subaru. 5500 Gasoline Alley Drive in the Bakersfield Auto Mall. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community.
Lease a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Sport Hybrid CVT with TSRP at $36,754, $239 per month plus tax for 36 months. Total of lease payment $9,236, $4,255 total due at lease signing. First month payment includes tax, title, license, and $85 document fee. Total lease cost $13,491, excluding tax and fees. No security deposit. Lease based on 7,500 miles per year, 50 cents per mile over. Available to qualified customers through Subaru Motor Finance on approved credit. Expires June 30th, 2026. Excludes optional equipment and dealer installed accessories. VIN number TA219126.
The first Top Shelf Country Cruise showed out. The bar set at exceptional. Don't miss the second sailing in March 2027 aboard the luxurious Celebrity Summit, departing from Tampa with stops in Bimini, Key West, and Cozumel. Plus, performances from some of your favorite country artists, including Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Brandy Hauser. Our price guarantee locks in your best deal the moment you book. No surprises. Don't settle for anything less than Top Shelf. Reserve your cabin at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older?
Good.
And you're starting to worry about,
Good,
will
good.
I have
So,
enough
man,
for
I
retirement?
see.
What about the money in the
Right?
bank? These banks pay
Just a little
nothing
bit.
these days. How do we
Big
get
time
growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move
we're
into
not.
gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my
Where'd
show.
you just get back from?
Striking Gold with me, Kenny Michaels.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital,
really?
they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical
buddy
and
down the
surgical
hall,
care. They
he works
accept
for,
most insurances,
941.
including Medi-Cal,
He's about to
Medicare,
turn
and
50, I
Kern
think, in
Family.
September,
They
and he
offer
came up
Kern
with this
County's
thing
longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal
50
management
things to
all
do in
under
Kern
one
County
roof.
before
Learn more
he
at
turns 50.
GoodSamaritanHospital.com
And he's getting like
or
all
call
kinds of
661
responses. People are like, oh, come do this, come do this,
215-7500. Good
come do that,
Samaritan
do this,
Hospital.
come do
They
that.
care for their community.
It's that man again, Ralph
I'm like,
Bailey.
go
You're
whitewater
listening to the JR Show on
Like,
News Talk 96.1 and AM
I was like,
1230
Skydive Taft. He's like,
KERN. Keep it locked.
like, it's
TRBS
better
coming
than
up at
Brazil.
3.
Come on. Did you see that video? That woman getting tossed off? You didn't see that? Oh my gosh.
How's your show?
Good. Good. Here, we got a quick second. Welcome back. Short break here. Went a little long with the folks from the neighborhood there. We'll have it.
Word, you forgot about it.
No. We're good. Take a quick break. Get to the top of the other news. On the other side, we're going to talk to author and educator Jeremy Adams. Talk all kinds of different things. I love just picking his brain, just talking. Get back. If you guys want to chime in, feel free. 661-842-5376. This is the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be back.
You can start to make it better.
Current Radio, AM 1230, KERN.
Yeah, they
96.1 FM,
over there.
Bakersfield, an American General Media station.
Or from Town Hall, I'm Pete Peters.
Welcome back. Second hour of the show. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. Check us out online, currentradio.com. Download the Current Radio app to your smart device and take us all the way to Peru, right? Is that where you just...
That's where I come back from.
That's where you just came back from, Peru. If you want to, or any of your summer vacations, you can take us along with the Current Radio app. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Current Radio, and streaming live on YouTube. Head over there right now and look up Current Radio. Subscribe. That's what the kids say. And punch that notification bell. And you can watch us from the Current Radio studios. They're powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. Want to welcome to the studio good friend. I haven't had him on in a while, but he's been on many times, if not this show, other incarnations of shows I've been on.
Look at you.
And I'm trying to
look at you.
I've got an educator in the studio. I got to pretend like I'm smart and use 10-letter words, whether it's been through
whether they're appropriate or not. Man.
Whether or not, I'm going to throw them out there. How long have we known you, Mr. Jeremy Adams, author, educator,
Friend.
Friend?
Yeah.
How long have I known you for now?
You know, it's been a while. And I gotta say, JR, just sitting here, I'm getting a little emotional. Like you know, like you just like you've grown up, man. You know, like I remember when you were just a little baby producer
over there,
smarting off in the room over there,
cracking little jokes,
cracking some jokes here and there, and then it became Why Not JR?
The movement.
I mean, you are the trajectory of the JR success is difficult to fully articulate. I'm just so proud of you, man. This is great. And now here I am with all of your millions of listeners.
Oh, God.
Going across the country, maybe even the globe, as we speak. This is just big time for me.
Well, I could turn it around on you and say, you know, you're a world-renowned author.
You know what? I am big in Mongolia. They love me in Mongolia. What do they eat there? Yak? Is that yak? They read some Jeremy Adams, eat some yak. It's
I heard he's
awesome.
big in Japan.
I'm big in Japan. Remember like David Hasselhoff in the 80s was like big in Germany? Remember he was like a big singer? Yeah, I am big in Mongolia, absolutely.
Well, you're a world-renowned author, but you got your start doing interviews right here on Current Radio.
I did. You know, it's funny.
But you've done interviews with tons of.
You know, you want to hear can I tell you about the weirdest? Like, and this is not it's a really sad, awful story, but it was a weird moment last year. So you know, your students don't really give a crap about the books and the articles, right? What they think is cool is being on TV.
How many likes did you get?
Yeah, exactly. How many likes?
How many views you got?
And so they were really impressed. They were like, well, Mr. Adams, like, what shows have you been on? I said, well, I've been on Laura Ingraham and I've been on Newt Gingrich and da-da-da. I said, but when I was on this one guy's show, he wasn't huge, but now he's huge. And they're like, well, who are you talking about? I said, well, Charlie Kirk. I'm like, you've been on Charlie Kirk? I'm like, yeah, he was a really nice guy. I told my class that the day that he was shot. Just a few hours before. And these girls from my first period come rush in. They're not going to believe what just happened in Utah, Mr. Adams. So awful, awful, awful day.
I didn't realize you had been on his show before.
Yeah, he was very, very nice. We had, again, I'm not, I think you know me, I'm conservative, but I'm not a big MAGA movement guy.
Yeah.
And so, but when we were talking about Hollowed Out, and he gave
one of your books.
Yeah, probably my biggest book by far is Hollowed Out. And yeah, no, he was a great interview, and he was very, very kind. And it was a good conversation. And again, I didn't know much about him back in 2021, and really, his
started to take off.
Yeah, he took off a little bit after, and it was a huge audience. But sometimes kind of, you don't know exactly whose show you're going to go on. Like there was one, my publisher wanted me to go on Steve Bannon. I said, not doing that.
Why not?
Not doing that. Not going to go there.
Great.
Because to them, they're like, the bigger the audience, the better.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pretty much go anywhere, and I'll pretty much talk to anybody, left, right.
I mean, that's why you're here.
Exactly. But I would not go on Steve Bannon. But no, it is really great to be on your show. And I mean, like, your show.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is the JR show. But like I said, we've done it many times, whether I was guest hosting for Ralph Bailey or Richard Bean or one of the many
Richard
shows.
Bean. Wait, he's still in Florida?
He's still in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm very, very appreciative of this station and you. Kind of because it's your community. If you screw up, if you say something stupid, you're going to hear it, but they're also going to love you and forgive you for it. So before you go on these big media places, it's nice to have some good practice.
For
you
people,
guys have been wonderful.
People that don't know you, that maybe are just tuned into the show, and don't know who Jeremy Adams is, and never heard you.
Like my daughters, my family, they don't really ever listen.
Who is Mr. Jeremy Adams? What do you do? Where do you come from?
So I am born and bred Bakersfield. Went to Franklin Elementary, went to Emerson Junior High, went to Bakersfield High School. I graduated from BHS, get this, JR, in June of 94, and I was back teaching in August of 98, right? So pretty much my entire life has been spent at the BHS campus. My father, Larry Adams, was a legendary teacher there. This is hard for me to believe. I was just telling JR, to the audience here, I just turned 50 last week. I'm still kind of dealing with the trauma of that. But I am now, if you can believe this, I am now the second longest serving faculty member of BHS.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been there my whole life. I taught at CSUB in the political science department for 16 years. That was lovely. That was great. I'm Bakersfield born and bred. Love this community. It's been good for me, my family, and I might not retire here, but I will spend my entire working life here. And again, all the kind of the writing success. I mean, CSUB was so supportive. The local media was so supportive. I remember the first writing award I ever won was in 2007. I got the Op-Ed of the Year award from the Californian, and kind of gave me this idea. Well, maybe
I can do this.
I can write a little bit. So, I mean, there is no better foundation for really reaching high and striving and trying to achieve your dreams than the incredible people of the Bakersfield community. So don't let those old Johnny Carson clips get you down. This is an incredible community with incredible people, and it's a blessing to live here.
Incredible talent that has come out of this.
It is. Yeah. I'm not just talking about you and me.
No.
When you look at sports, when you look at politics, I mean, think about this for a minute, JR, right? So just look at Bakersfield High School, right? So you have the three branches of office, right?
Mhm.
You have the Congress,
Yep.
right? And the head of the Congress is the Speaker of the House. Well,
Yep.
BHS
Yep.
has had a Speaker of the House.
Kevin McCarthy. Yep.
The head of the American judiciary is the Chief Justice of the United States.
And
well, we've had Earl Warren.
Mr. Earl Warren.
Right? So
Yeah.
2 out of 3. So all we're waiting on now, baby, is we just need a president out of BHS. And I believe we will be the first high school in America to have an alumnus from all 3 branches.
Wow.
So I throwing down the gauntlet to all my former students. Guys, you got to get out there. We got to do it before I die. Okay. So I'm 50 now. Okay. And I shaved off my beard because it was so damn gray. You've got to.
Somebody.
So we got to get on it.
Well,
We got to get on it.
the president did live in Bakersfield for a little bit.
George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he didn't remember it.
Well,
He doesn't remember it at all.
we don't either.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And he's trying to forget it. Did I ever tell you about the time I met George W. Bush?
No.
He was the governor, and he came by to do a fundraiser. And I was really nervous. I was like 23 years old, and he's coming down the line, and I'm thinking, okay, what
Was
am I
it
gonna
here
s-
in
Yeah, right here in
Bakersfield?
Yeah, Bakersfield.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a group of students, and we went down, and we're going to shake his hand. And I was thinking, what am I going to say to you? And something, okay, it's a profound honor, or it's a great privilege, right? Well, you never want to say the double P, because if you go 2 P words in a row, you spit, right? You spit. And I conflated what I was going to say. And I said, Governor Bush, it's a profound privilege. And when you accidentally spit and somebody like jerks back their head, spit on the guy.
You could see it
You
flying.
could see it. I
You're
could
like,
see the
"Oh,
projectile. I spit on the governor's face. And you know what? He was so nice. I put my head down immediately. I was so embarrassed. And he gave me a little side hug. He's like, hey, buddy, the honor's mine. Great guy. So I've spit on the president before. That's a real honor. I know a lot of liberals are probably very jealous that I got to spit on George W. Bush.
Right?
But in all seriousness, he was delightful.
And how many books have you written now?
Well, I've written kind of 2 popular books. I've written 2 education books, not the kind of books a normal person would read just for for just like if you're a teacher and you're working on your pedagogy. But Lessons in Liberty and Hollowed Out are my
I remember when you did the Lessons in Liberty.
Yeah, Lessons in Liberty came out about 2 years ago. 2 years ago last week. Did pretty well.
Centered around?
What?
Centered around
the idea that we can conflate American history and self-help. That when you look at Americans, even though they're dead, even though they're gone, their lessons continue to echo today. And so what I did was I took 10 extraordinary Americans from all walks of life, sports, entertainment, liberals, conservatives, men, women, founding fathers, and people who were still alive. And I said, there are 3 life lessons that we can learn from each of these. And it was by far my favorite project. One of the things I learned is, and it sold okay, nothing like, Hollowed Out was kind of this once in a lifetime phenomenon. And what I learned about nonfiction publishing is, one, if you're going to sell a lot of books, either one, you got to be famous already, right? I'm not famous. I'm a high school teacher. Or the second thing is, it's got to be kind of negative and edgy. And Hollowed Out was really edgy. It was Hollowed Out, a warning about America's next generation. And that was really kind of, the thing that I'm proud of is, all these things we talk about now about this generation, about the loneliness, about the mental health, about the addiction to the phones, about the not reading, about the lack of family time, about the lack of patriotism, lack of going to church, blah, 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 blah. I was there 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to get a little bit of credit now because people thought it was a conservative argument I was making, and it wasn't a conservative argument. It was an American argument. Look, our children are miserable. They're unhappy, and there's a reason why they're unhappy, and that's because they're not connected to the things that give life its meaning and its vitality. That's not a Republican argument. That's a human argument.
That's a
Yeah, and so I'm very proud of the fact that I feel like I kind of was the first one there in a lot of corners. So yeah, no, but again, without Bakersfield, even that opportunity would not have been there.
And you can get those books right now. It's still
I can.
available,
They're
right?
on Amazon.com. Yeah, absolutely. Hollowed Out, Lessons in Liberty. Yeah, I mean, I can make at least $0.25 a book in royalties. So yeah, please go out and buy.
I want to talk about some of that on the next side of the break. We'll take a break right here, but I want to talk to you because, like you said, you were there 6 years ago, and you mentioned you've been teaching now since 1998, 28 years,
yeah.
and you've seen a lot of changes throughout the years on what kids are dealing with and what they're doing, and I want to discuss some of that with you when we come back.
Absolutely, thank you.
Talking with Jeremy Adams, author, educator. You can get his books. Just look them up. Hollowed Out. That's probably the most popular one, right? Yeah, that's the most popular. Just look them up on Amazon. Get it delivered straight to you.
Jeremy S. Adams.
Jeremy S.
Yeah.
Adams. S.
Some comic strip writer.
Yeah, you don't want the comic book stuff. The good reading stuff. We'll break into some of his. We'll tap into some of his knowledge and some of his experience dealing with kids over his course of educating young minds. And Sergio said hi, by the way.
Yes, Sergio Spain, my man. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's a listener of the show.
He's a great guy.
Great guy.
I'm not quite sure about the cowboy hat he wears
Well,
nowadays, but other than that, wonderful guy.
We'll jump into the chat on YouTube as well. If you guys want to chime in, got any questions, you can. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back. Yeah, no, it's great, dude.
Kern Radio. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
You could,
First
we
Look
could sit
with
here and
Scott
not take
Cox,
breaks
morning
for like
6
an
to
hour
9
and a half if we
a.m.
really wanted to.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, we have the latest. The county suing the city. There's no other way to put it. It's insane, but we're doing it. We got obviously World Cup news. We've got news, traffic, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1.
to see things, I think, a few years before everybody else does. I mean, one of the most annoying things to me as a teacher and as a writer is sometimes, you'll have a big publication like the New York Times or the Atlantic or the Wall Street Journal, and they will have this big article years after. It's like, like in 2019, a big article about kids are addicted to their phones. Oh, really, Sherlock? Didn't know that. And so, there have been, 28 years, I would say there have been a few colossal seismic changes in the way that children grow up, in the way that they are educated, in the way that we've had to react to them as teachers and educators. I would say there have been two big kind of forks in the road. The first one is obviously the devices. Around 2013 to 2016, we started to live our lives online. And what's happened is the harm of that. So, we start with
I think not just with online though, the accessibility to being online, because when I was in 98, American Online started, right? And so I had to sit at a desktop at the kitchen table, and my mom couldn't take a phone call from grandma because they would kick me off the internet. So the internet was kind of there, but the accessibility with the devices.
Well, yeah, that's a brilliant point, Jerry. And what I would say is that the thing that really kind of bothers me as a dad and as a teacher is that and I didn't understand, this is the big thing, is that early on, 2013, 2018, and I had children in this time, and I didn't get it, and I didn't get it as a teacher either. What we didn't understand was the extent to which our kids were listening to voices and having access to influences that we had no control over, right? So if you look at most of human history, right, mom and dad are the voice at the table. It's the siblings, it's the grandparents, it's the pastor, it's the Boy Scout leader, it's the coach. You have this chorus of adult voices who are trying to imbue kids with the right values and the right behaviors and inspire them to have meaningful and purposeful lives, right? Well, fast forward, now our children are listening to absolute, unmitigated, colossal junk from people who we don't know, who don't give a crap about them, who are just trying to get famous.
And we call them influencers.
And we call them, exactly.
Because they are.
Well, think about how disgusting it is. By the way, I'm getting very opinionated.
Go.
But think about how disgusting it is. If you want to be an influencer, you don't care what the actual influence is.
Yeah.
Think about that. In other words, I want my megaphone to be as loud as possible, but I don't care what I'm actually saying as long as I get as many clicks. And the problem is, and I'm not saying anything profound here, is that where our children live their lives online, what is the mode of communication that does well there? Outrage, shock, offense, victimhood, negativity. And yet we know that the things that lead to a meaningful and purposeful life are the things that don't play well online. Gratitude, friendship, love, family, faith, deep learning, taking a walk, going out to nature, ingesting art, traveling, eating good food, having great conversations like this. None of that stuff is online.
None of it.
None of it. And when people do try and put it online, it doesn't play very well, right? And so I would say the first big thing that's changed in my lifetime was kind of because think about it. We started with the cell phones, and then all of a sudden we went onto social media, right? And the first thing it did was it destroyed their relationships. First of all, it took away their relationships. Then it made their mental health bad. Now it's destroying their attention span. They're being neurologically destroyed. And now we have this new menace, which, by the way, I'm not anti-AI, but it is like crack for people, because if you tell a kid, look, you never have to do your math homework, you never have to write a paper, you don't have to do the mental labor to actually grow as a human being, because there's this technology that will do it for you, and it does it so well we can hide it from your teachers. Well, now they're not going to be growing mentally, morally, or intellectually, because it's too. I mean, I'm not blaming them. I mean, if I was 17 years old and I could get away with never doing any work, I don't know if I would do it. And so it's just the world they're growing up in is so hard. And if you're a parent and if you're a teacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And of course, the other thing was COVID. COVID changed everything about education, because it created this lie that being a good educator means that we always have to be infinitely relaxed and really have diminished expectations. Just kind of lower the expectations, take late work, don't give exams, don't have required reading,
set the bar really low.
Set the bar, and we conflated compassion with setting the bar low. And I think we're starting to get away from that. I think we're starting to learn. This is the great thing about democracy. We're getting ready to have our 250th birthday here.
Yeah.
And the great thing about a free society is, we can change direction bad, but we can also change direction good. And I do see that. I mean, even the kids, they will tell you, I don't want to be on my phone all the time. I don't want to use AI.
I'm starting to hear that. I'm starting to hear that more with some kids are like, I want to disconnect every once in a while, and even adults now too are starting to do that disconnect. But then my other fear on the other end of that is I know we're talking about teenagers and them getting lazy and attention, but it's getting younger than that. Like you have kids like I wouldn't say infants, but toddlers.
Oh, no. You see the 2-year-olds.
2-year-olds on a screen all day long.
But I would tell you, but you go the opposite way too. Like I don't have the attention span I had 20 years ago. I mean, you're talking to somebody who spends his life teaching, reading, and writing.
Yeah.
I can't read for more than 45 minutes anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Can you pay attention for like a 3-minute break?
Absolutely.
And then come back on the other side. We got to get to a break on the other side. More with author, educator Jeremy S. Adams talking about the youth. Maybe we'll talk a little politics as well. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back. Yeah, it scares me, dude. These kids are, and it's like.
Foreign News. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The U.S. has lifted its blockade of Iran, and oil tankers began freely moving through the Strait of Hormuz after months of being unable to use the critical channel. It happened Thursday as the tentative agreement to end the war took effect. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance announced that he may postpone a trip to Switzerland that had been planned for Friday and included a ceremonial signing of the deal. Ukraine has hit a major Moscow oil refinery for the second time in a week, disrupting hundreds of flights at the capital's airports. Russian officials said Thursday that this is one of Ukraine's biggest drone attacks since Russia's invasion over 4 years ago. On Wall Street, about 572
Like I literally had dial-up.
The Nasdaq
And then my grandma would call and I'd get kicked off. And then I have to go outside.
More details at FRNnews.com.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe this is YouTube. There's enormous
headlines from the KERN newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. The theft of an ambulance Wednesday afternoon from outside a hospital in Tulare County has a person under arrest. Police say that person drove the ambulance all the way to Bakersfield at high speeds, pursued by Kern County deputies, and crashed it into a tree on Highway 99 before they were arrested Wednesday afternoon. Formal approval has been given to go ahead and remove the name Cesar Chavez from the park.
Because you looked it up, yeah. You looked up one thing about best place in Peru to go eat, and now that's all you got.
Since April, with the understanding that the city council would approve the changes, which happened this week. The park will be renamed.
I remember that.
I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour, and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
What's the time change though?
Current Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Are you a business owner? Let me ask you a question. How many times have you called your IT company and felt like just another ticket number? Well, at Adaptive Networks, exceptional customer service isn't just a promise, it's how they do business every single day. When you call, you'll always talk to a real person who knows your name, understands your business, and genuinely cares about solving your problems. No phone trees, no runaround, no attitude. Their team doesn't just fix your technical issues either, they take the time to explain what happened and how to prevent it in the future. Because great customer service means making sure you're not just satisfied, but you're taken care of. From the moment you become a client, you'll experience the difference that comes with working with a company that puts customer service first. So are you ready to experience IT support the way it should be? Then call Adaptive Networks at 661-241-0638 or visit adaptive-net.com today. That's Adaptive Networks, where great technology meets even greater customer service.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays at 3 p.m.
It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Thursday TRBS. Well, we're going to reach out to Jim Parton, head pro at Bakersfield Country Club, and a good friend of Bernard Shaw, who's participating in Thursday's first round of the U.S. Open. And, of course, our money man, Daniel Petrie. All of that, plus me at 3. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1 AM 1230. I'll see you at 3.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey. You're listening to the JR Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. Keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3.
Well, they're emotionless. They're emotionless because they too spent their time. Yeah.
Go,
go, go. Little Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Say. It's Paul McCartney's birthday today. He's
85, right?
84.
84.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Michael Jackson movie?
I didn't. No. Okay. It doesn't go the complete story, so I need the full.
You know, it's just a movie, though, right? Like you're just kind of.
Yeah, but it's a movie about a real person, so that makes it difficult.
I mean, where do you come down on the whole like? By the way, I'm acting like I'm not sure. Where do you come down on the whole like? You know, like, can you enjoy the art of an artist you think is a bad person?
Yes, I do, because and the only reason is I guess I have to go back and reference to the Bible and say that God still used bad people, right?
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, there was terrible. Moses was a murderer, you know, and then you go back.
Julius Caesar murdered a million people.
And it's like you can still appreciate, I think, some things,
right?
But you still, I think, have to have the asterisk and go.
But let's just be honest.
But let's just who this person was.
If you're listening to R. Kelly, kind of know. Not a great guy.
Well, it's not. It's not the spread your wings and fly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, the Jared Subway sandwich.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard he's coming back.
No way.
I don't know.
I hope that's not true. I'd forgotten about Jared and Subway. I mean, that guy had. I mean, he had like the greatest, easiest
job in the world. Yeah.
I mean, completely.
And he blew it.
Blew it.
I don't get it. We're sitting here with Jeremy S. Adams, author and educator, just talking about kids and youth and things that they have been having to deal with lately. We were talking about kids and just being disconnected. What do you see that for our future, even like as politics and stuff go? Do you think kids are engaged in those kinds of things as much as other generations before?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I would say they're actually more engaged when we're talking about the amount of content that they're consuming, right? So, you know, my son, you know, on his phone all the time, and it's surprising me. He does know stuff. I mean, like you'll hear about the. I mean, of course, it's always the horrible stuff. Like, Dad, I have questions about Epstein. Well, I don't want to talk about Epstein, Dad, his son. You know, and so I mean, they actually do know stuff. Like they have a sense of things that are going on. But the problem is, it's about an inch deep, right?
Well, and it's not only is it surface level, but how much is it is misinformation?
That's what I'm saying. It's also you know, there is this, and I know this is not very democratic, small d of me. But I'm sorry, I do believe in, you know, we can just bash traditional media all day, and that's fine. I understand the problems with it, but you do need to have some authority, right? You do need to have some legitimacy, and we can talk about how awful gatekeepers are. Well, you know what? Sometimes gatekeepers make sure that the people who lie for a living, or who don't know what they're talking about, or who are just exaggerators and exist to be absolutely outrageous, they don't get a big microphone. And the problem nowadays is we've democratized media to the point that anybody can get a microphone. And who gets the biggest one? Not the thoughtful voices, not the moderate voices, not the educated voices, but the extreme voices. And that's what's coming across their screens.
And you've equated credibility with views.
Yes.
Just because somebody they have 2 million views, what they're saying must be right.
Yeah.
Must be
true. Well, and when I look at kind of all the kind of the new influencers, the new voices out there, and I know I'm getting old, but I mean, they don't. I mean, they say outrageous things, but they don't say interesting things. And this is really what bothers me. And let me put on my political science professor hat for just a second. The thing that bothers me is you're not going to elect the kinds of people we need to elect in this country. I mean, our system was made to elect a certain kind of man and woman, and that is people who have principles, but also people who understand they exist in institutions that exist to sometimes compromise, and that means talking to other people. And that means working your darnest to understand other people and understand that you have to create factions and coalitions and evoke meaningful compromises here and there. And when you come from a world where the other side is not wrong, but the enemy, you're not, you know, that's such a tribal sentiment. And the kinds of people we're going to elect. I mean, if you look at the kinds of men and women, frankly, that you elect in Congress nowadays, we're not talking about the people who we elected 50 or 150 years ago. And if we're going to elect agitators and people who are more interested in getting on MSNBC and Fox News than they are in talking to the people across the aisle, we're going to have a lot of malfeasance in our government.
Well, I was going to say it's candidates kind of like Spencer Pratt. You know what I mean? What'd you think of him in LA? Do you see more with kids on social medias and getting all their information from there? Do you see more candidates like that?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Let me defend Spencer Pratt or even Mandani in New York, which is that great politicians master the mode of communication of their time.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right. I mean, the founding fathers were good at pamphlet writing, right? FDR and the fireside chats, JFK and Reagan with television. Donald Trump got elected because he was a ninja on Twitter, right? And the short media clips now, right? And now Pratt was using AI on these short media. They have mastered that, and that is the method of communication, and that's what politicians do. And if you are, if you are good at old ways of communicating, I'm not trying to say that you and I are outdated and analog here, but like I'm much better. Like I'm much better on this, JR, than I would be. I mean, I'm not on TikTok, right? I don't know how to create a reel.
I'm on TikTok.
I know you are, and you're a rock star, but you're also in big media. I'm a lowly high school teacher, and I just, I teach classes for a living, and so I do worry because I think the skill set that leads to good government and good policy and ultimately just outcomes is not the kind of direction that we're going in, and the way that we communicate with one another. See, liberal democracy is not just about voting; it's about the way we disagree with one another, and the way we disagree with one another nowadays is absolutely toxic.
Oh yeah, there's no working together anymore. If you even hint at working with the other side, you're banished and thrown out of the party, and you can't.
Yeah.
That's why I have no party preference.
Yeah,
like I've walked away from both parties because I've said I've had enough.
And I think that like the whole idea of like purity of any kind, like I think one of the things that you see with Trump right now is, I mean, like he is going to expel anybody that is not completely pure, right? I mean, this issue in Indiana where people supported him and just stepped out of line a little bit. He threw him under the bus, right? And I think this is where you have movements that kind of begin to eat themselves, right? And you really begin to see a lot of cannibalism. And I mean, if I had to predict the MAGA movement in the next 2 years, I think you're going to see a lot of cannibalism.
I was gonna say, do you see the MAGA movement holding on to the Republican Party the way it has it now?
No.
After Trump?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big question is who's going to take the mantle of the MAGA movement. But I think the MAGA movement is so inextricably intertwined with the persona of Trump, the person of Donald Trump. I mean, people who try to be Trump, it doesn't work, right? He really is one of a kind, for better or for worse, right? He is one of a kind. So I think what's more interesting to me is not, MAGA, but is this kind of new coalition of Republican voters that, he was historically able to create. I mean, a majority of Hispanic men voted for Donald Trump. That's a Republican. I mean, that's incredible. Can that hold, or was that a temporary thing? Did Donald Trump get elected in 2024 because he transformed politics, or because Kamala Harris was just that awful of a candidate? Like, we don't know. We'll see, right? We'll see what the answer is. But I think you're going to have I think the next 10 years are going to be very, very, very combustible. And I think the coalitions that make up the Republican Democratic Party are really going to be changing.
Well, and I think you're going to see a lot of these generational races too, like LA, because Spencer Pratt is younger. He's part of this younger group of kids, like you said, that are on social media. And Karen Bass probably doesn't even know how to sign on to Facebook.
Yeah, she's definitely an old school.
She's got kids running the social media.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. And so,
but we're not ready for it because, as we've seen in LA, it didn't.
Well, I think in LA, you could, JR, I mean, let's be honest. You could be a Republican in LA who is half Ronald Reagan, half Abraham Lincoln, with a little bit of like God thrown on top. And I'm not quite sure
the Democrats
if you win. Yeah,
I tried to tell that to people too.
Yeah, so I mean,
because people were like, "How did this happen?" I said, "It's LA. Do you realize 80-some% of LA is Democrat? It's not gonna
demographics. Sometimes demographics is destiny. This is really, we talk about gerrymandering. That really is the kind of pernicious quality of gerrymandering. Is you make it so that you don't. Democracy is all about choices. Well, what does gerrymandering do? It makes it so that the demographics are such in a district that you don't really have a choice, right? You know who's going to win because of the makeup of the district, right? And so I think that's what's happening in LA. But to your broader point of the kind of media that's coming our way, I worry about the kinds of people who are good at mastering this kind of communication. I'm not quite sure if those are the kinds of people
we want running it.
I want running. And that is, I think, a real problem. And again, that's a cranky, curmudgeon, newly minted 50-year-old point of view.
Get off my lawn, kids.
Own it, baby. Get off my lawn and go read a speech by Daniel Webster or something.
What did you think about the California governor's race? Were you surprised Steve Hilton was able to get in?
No. I mean, I think that there's enough frustration that, and besides that fact, when you have this ridiculous, silly, the jungle primary is one of the silliest things I've ever seen. And it's funny too, because I mean, when you have so many Democrats, vying, of course they're going to splinter their vote. It doesn't surprise me that Hilton was able to consolidate Republican voices. Now, what will be really interesting is if he can actually make it go in November. Now, remember, I mean, there are times in this country where a state is so sick of the bad policies of, for instance, Democrats. I mean, Chris Christie, you remember he came from New Jersey. And he said, look, I don't care about abortion. I don't care about social issues. I want to get the schools better. I want to get your taxes lower. I want to attract businesses. And all the social stuff you do, I'm not going to worry about that. And he said, I just want enough of you to hold your nose and vote for a Republican just to get the state fixed. And if Steve Hilton can make that kind of an argument and say, look, I'm not here to talk about transgender bathrooms. I'm not here to talk about abortion rights. I'm not here to talk about abolishing the police. I'm here to make sure that when you come down the grapevine, and you're looking at the road thinking, am I in the middle of the road? Like, why is the whole car shaking? That the roads are actually, we pay for are actually
getting done. It's affordable.
It's affordable. I want to make sure that people, I mean, everything we do in this state makes it so that the people who vote for Democrats, it's harder on them, right? I mean, the energy costs, the housing costs, the construction costs, the water shortages, the unionization, the prevailing wages. I mean, if you're a Republican, there's a lot you can say there. But again, nowadays, all you have to do if you're a Democrat in California and say, well, hey, that guy's a big Trump supporter.
Well, and
you're done.
That's the problem. That's the issue. And I asked Mr. Hilton himself. I had him
Oh,
on the show. Oh, yeah, I've had him on the show. I've had him on 3 times.
Okay.
I had him on election day. And I asked him that very question. If you get out of it, because at that point he didn't know. And I've talked to him since then, since we found out he did make it to the general. And I asked him again, I said, how do you get the 50%? Even if you take your 25% and you take Bianco's 10%, now you're at 35%. Yeah. Well, that's the makeup of the Republican Party in California. How do you get the 15, the 16%?
What did he say?
And he said we focus on the no party preference. Yeah. That it's that middle, because that's what the party I'm a part of, the no party preference. It's the second largest in the state.
I think he needs to have, kind of steal from the kind of 1992 Bill Clinton, it's the economy, stupid. Except now you need to say it's affordability. I would not give an interview without talking about affordability. How am I going to make it cheaper at the pump? How am I going to make it more affordable for you to have at the home? How am I going to make it so that jobs are more plentiful and so there's less? I mean, not to mention all the fraud and the waste in California and the homelessness and the crime in the big cities. But again, affordability. I mean, he needs to have one bullseye and have a million ways of talking about it. And just do not get distracted on the other stuff.
Oh, and that's what the other thing I asked him is, what's the issue then? If you're talking to, even if you're talking to 15%, because when you look at polls and it says 57% of people say that they're fed up with California, right? Well, 35% of that is Republicans.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves you 15 to 20% of the other people that are fed up.
Yeah.
But how fed up are they? Are they fed up enough to vote for Republican?
And the other problem is, it is demoralizing to vote for governor in a general election if you're a Republican, right? So, there's no guarantee that he's going to get that 35% unless he can energize Republicans. And again, this is not going to be a Republican year. I don't care how conservative you are. I don't care how much you're on Fox News. I don't care how much of a MAGA bro you are. Let's just be honest. I mean, history is against you. The economy is against you. Inflation is against you. I would say Iran. I mean, you know what? People say that Trump can unite Democrats and Republicans. Well, guess what? This week with this deal with Iran, he did, right? Everybody dislikes it. And so, it's just not going to be a Republican year. I don't think.
Yeah, he's done enough, I think, to hurt the midterms.
Yeah, and when you say things like, I don't care about the midterms, when you straight up say, I don't care about it, people might actually believe you for once. So you talk about the next 10 years. I think, kind of lame duck. I'll come back and talk about this later. For people who are like scared of Donald Trump, who don't like Donald Trump, I think the scariest time for him is going to be when nobody's paying attention to him. Yeah.
The next 2 years.
Yeah. What do I do to get some attention here?
Especially if he keeps Congress.
Yeah. Which again, he might keep the Senate. He's going to lose the House. I don't see a situation where he doesn't. But and if you think that things are slow now, just wait until they investigate all of the Trump family stuff. All of
that's the first thing they're going to do.
You're going to have oversight like you can't even imagine.
If not impeachment.
I was going to say. Maybe he's going to say, hey, "I'll make some history, baby, that nobody's ever going to beat me."
Impeachment for a third time.
3 times.
Oh
yeah.
My gosh, they would too.
Yeah.
They would
Democrats
too.
would for sure.
Which might end up hurting them come around in.
Yeah, because the nominees are going to have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jay. It was great to see you.
Yeah, no, it was great, man.
I don't know how long it's been, but
It's been too long.
Yeah.
We'll do this more often. It's summer now, so you're not teaching summer school, right? Okay.
I did 20 years of that, and it was great. And I'm so happy it's in the rearview mirror of my life. Because nowadays they go to 2:30 every day. It used to be like a short little 4-hour thing.
That's what Sergio was telling me.
Yeah, poor Sergio. 7.5 hours a day. So all you guys out there, bless you.
It's yours now.
It's yours. You can have it. Yeah.
But you're still gonna be teaching next year, right?
Oh, I'm only 50, man. Teachers can't. I don't get my full retirement until I'm 62. Okay. My brother was a correctional officer. He retired
like
the day he turned
45.
50. Yeah. Right. He had like a countdown starting when he was 35.
I've got cousins that were COs. Like the 55, they're out.
They have a hard job. So I don't begrudge
Oh,
them,
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
really hard job.
I don't know. I mean, pretty close is who you guys are dealing with sometimes.
I get good.
You don't have to comment on that. Future inmates and stuff, it's PHS. And I'm kidding.
Whoa!
I'm kidding, Sergio. Don't get mad.
Yeah.
My daughter wants to go there.
Okay, yeah, and she's I'm sure she's lovely. Now, how old is she again? 9?
9.
So I'll have her in 8 years when I'm almost 60 years.
I tell her.
Right.
We have a lot of time to talk about that.
Where do you want her to go?
South High, baby. I'm kidding.
I'll buy her a South High Spartan t-shirt.
No. I'd rather she can go to BHS if she wants to. We'll get out of here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Jeremy S. Adams, you guys, educator, author. Look him up on Amazon. You can find his books. Hollowed Out. And what was the other one?
Lessons in Liberty.
Lessons in Liberty. Get them. Maybe you can find one at Barnes & Noble. Maybe.
Or maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm going to go check. And if they don't.
You say something.
We all ask. Show up there and say, where's Jeremy S. Adams?
Stampede.
Should be a cutout.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
No gray hair either.
No. We'll take the younger version. AI it. Oh man, Jeremy S. Adams. It's been fun, my friend.
Fun,
We'll get you back for sure. We'll get you back soon. Got to take a break. On the other side, we'll find out what we learned on the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back.
Current Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, we have the latest. The county suing the city. There's no other way to put it. It's insane, but we're doing it. We got obviously World Cup news. We've got news, traffic, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. The message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit computercareer.edu/CWP. to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Did you know termites can silently feast on your home for 3 to 4 years before you see any damage? They can literally eat a bedroom wall in less than 2 years, causing major structural damage to your biggest investment. Don't wait for the evidence to appear. Ryan's Termite is running an early bird special. If you know or even suspect that you have termites, get on Ryan's schedule now for an additional 10% off our already lowest price. All work is guaranteed. There's no money down and no contracts. Plus, in most cases, you won't even have to move or tent your house. Protect your home and save. Call Ryan's today. That's Ryan'sTermiteControl.com.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Central Valley, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KERN 6 to 9 every morning. You're listening to the JR Show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
Welcome back. It's probably one of my favorite Paul McCartney songs right there. Maybe I'm amazed. I am amazed how she just keeps loving me. I don't know why, but she does. Want to give a big thank you to Jeremy S. Adams for coming on. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I used to get him on all the time whenever I would guest host for people, and he used to be on Bean's show a lot all the time too, and I think Ralph's show. So I'd love just picking his brain. You can talk about anything with that guy, and he'll just start going off on all kinds of stuff. And he's great to have, great guests. So he'll be back a lot. And if you guys want to get the books, you can just look him up on Amazon, Jeremy S. Adams. And the probably the first one that will pop up is Hollowed Out. It's a great read. It's about kids. It came out about 8 years ago, the generation growing up with devices and stuff like that, well ahead of what everybody's talking about now. He was saying that then, and everybody's finally catching up. And you're starting to see that movement, I guess, a little bit more, where people are wanting to disconnect and not be on their phones as much. And just, what is it, Britain? And I should have brought that up with him. I think Britain just passed something that 16 and under, or under 16.
UK, I think.
Yeah, it's under 16. You're not allowed to have social media at
I
all.
applaud.
I'm
all for it.
I am okay with that. Heck, I told my daughter, you're probably not going to have a phone until you're 16. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Just because. You know what she has right now? She has my old iPod. She didn't have it for weeks, and I just found it, I don't know, in one of the suitcases we've been living out of. And I handed it to her today, and she's like, "Oh, thanks. Forgot about this." Because I just don't. I'm like, let's get outside, kid. Let's go do something. Let's be active. Let's go to the park. You know what I mean? Go, even if it's go to the movies. Let's go do something. Speaking of which, you know what comes out today, Chris?
Toy Story today?
Toy Story 5 today. You know how I feel about it, right?
Yes.
You know, it's been no secret that I am very disgruntled with this Toy Story franchise.
No, I don't blame you.
You know,
I think we could have ended after 3 and it would have been fine.
No, we should have ended after 3.
I just said with Rick Bentley on Monday, why not just make a whole new group of toys? Like, why does it have to be the same group of toys?
What are you going to call it?
No, you could still have it be Toy Story.
No!
And there are more toys than Woody and Buzz.
Stealing my child, yes. And if we made it about kids' toys today, that's what Toy Story 5 is going to be about. Tablets. Because kids kids don't play with toys anymore.
It's not just about tablets. It's about all technology.
Well, yeah. But guess what I'm going to watch?
I know what I'm watching tonight.
I'm going to watch Toy Story 5 tonight. I am.
I'll find a way to watch Mortal Kombat. I still haven't seen
it. You're going to get in there and watch it? Go watch it. I'm going to try to watch more movies. We have Mike on. Mike and Me and Mike in Movies. I like that one. Me and Mike in Movies. Every Monday. And I've got to start watching the movies that we at least talk about. So then when he comes back in, I can say, yeah, I watched it. It was terrible. And that's what I'm going to do with Toy Story 5. I'm going to try to give it a fair chance.
As you should.
I'm going to go in with an open and clear mind. Just as I walked into church last night, God, just.
You gonna watch Moana too?
Clear my mind. I will.
I'm going to watch that one.
The live action?
Yeah.
No?
Hard pass.
The Rock looks great.
Look, all of the live action ones look great.
It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna pass. Disney
Going with the
cartoon.
Going with an open mind, Chris. Give it a chance. Just give it a chance.
I go by based on experience, and the vast majority of these have been awful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Toy Story 5 tonight. Then maybe go get some ice cream at Rosemary's. The best ice cream in all the land. I don't care what Chris says. I don't care if Handel's is open in another location. Doesn't matter. I got to get out of here. Stay tuned for the Ralph Bailey Show. This has been the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you. Put my Werther's back.
Kern Radio, AM 1230.
Turn that down so I don't blow out Bailey's eardrums. Put that in the trash because I don't like to leave a mess like other hosts, namely you, Scott Cox. And leave you guys with these fine parting words. Be good to each other out there. We all learn from Mr. Jeremy Adams, Sergio. Have fun, man. Get at me. I'm gonna get you on next week. I'm gonna send you a message. All right. You guys be good.